So are you cool like me and watch a lot of Vice documentaries? Because say what you want about those hipsters from Brooklyn, they know how to captivate and tell you a good story in a short doc. I've been watching Vice documentaries for years, and honestly, I think the only reason that I'm so smart today is because of those docs. There's just so many good ones. Like, for example, there's this one about this man that only ate mac and cheese for 17 years in a row. And I know what you're already wondering, because I know you. You're wondering, what type of health problems does this man have for having this horrible diet for the last 17 years? You came to the right place if you're trying to find out, because that's what we're going to be doing today in this video. We're going to be exploring maybe 2 or 3 Vice documentaries that they released over the years, because some of them are just really, really funny, just like this cheese one. So let's not spare any more time, but let's dive right into it.
I don't want to say I'm addicted to mac and cheese, but because it sounds so weird, but like my body won't let me eat anything else.
I mean, mac and cheese is good, and I put ketchup on my mac and cheese because I'm Canadian, but mac and cheese every day, twice a day for 17 years in a row? That sounds like a nightmare.
Just looking at that, there's like gore. I'd rather have random chemicals than knowing that like I gotta drain the blood out of my meat. Ew.
I mean, he's right though. Meat is actual gore. But chicken nuggets, especially the ones from McDonald's, really are delicious, man. Like, I can't stop eating them and thinking about them. I remember growing up, there used to be a commercial where this boy told this girl that really loved chicken nuggets, well, if you love chicken nuggets so much, why don't you just marry them? I have to agree.
My name is Austin, and for the past 17 years, I've eaten almost nothing but mac and cheese. This is my go-to pan, and I don't really like to deviate. There's another pan that my grandma sometimes uses, but like if a different pan gets used, like I can tell.
Now, I don't want to sound like a Dr. Phil type of person, but I'm sensing some serious trust issues with this one.
That thing, whatever that is, like the color throws me off of that. Like the color makes me upset. I haven't even worked. Meat is like the worst. Vegetables I know that I need to eat. Do you just eat an eggplant, like just take a bite out of it? Or like, what do you use an eggplant for? When I'm over there at the mac and cheese out, I know that there's something that I can walk up to and just, yep, pick it up, put it in my cart. Like, this my girl.
I mean, yeah. Like, if I don't like something, you cannot make me eat it. Like, for example, one time my friend took me to get this authentic pho, but my dumbass thought that it was going to be Americanized because I'm so used to eating Americanized pho, so I thought I liked pho. Turns out, I don't like pho. I really don't like pho. And I'll never forgive my friend for taking me there. So, I feel him 100%.
What brings you to counseling at this time? I have been struggling for years with being an extremely picky eater. At the very beginning, he starts specifying and he goes, so this is an actual disorder. It's called selective eating disorder. It's where these people have an avoidance to new foods and they just latch onto one food. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. Like, it has a name.
I used to have the same problem with Chipotle. There used to be a time in my life, and I really hate to admit this, but there used to be a time in my life where I had Chipotle like 5 times a week. Every day is a struggle between not having to eat Chipotle. I have to fight the urge. So anyway, now that we're aware that he has a mental misshape up here, we can go ahead and skip into the end of the video and find out what sort of other health problems he's causing himself. And I'm gonna have to be honest with you, the answer is disappointing.
A little bit more, just a little bit more.
I went to the doctor for a physical 5 weeks ago now. It's a new doctor, so I told him I've only eaten mac and cheese for like 17 years, and he was like, when you're older, it's gonna be a problem. He was like, but for right now, I have no worries. Part of me...
Yep, because as young, his body can take it. Or he completely made up the diagnosis. We don't know. The only thing that we do know is that he has ate mac and cheese twice a day for the last 17 years. Another fun documentary that was made by Vice is called Finding Salvation with an Online Cult. And the thumbnail is a woman with a mustache. So you know this one's gonna be good.
Attention American consuming public. You are being brainwashed.
Hello, sweethearted consumer. Thank you for your attention. Would you like nothing more than to ascend into a higher realm of being? Unicorn. Crystals are amazing. If you want to have a quartz by your heart, it'll just kind of amplify your heart.
Should we all yell Cam Church when that happens? Okay.
This is what happens when your friends don't shut you down. Can we just all agree that we know somebody like this in real life? Somebody that just went a little bit too far off the deep end and never came back. And now they got a bunch of people sitting in their living room waiting to hear what they gotta say.
So today's topic is artificial intelligence and the soul.
This blonde dude, this dude doesn't know anything about AI or the soul.
Unicult may not fit the stereotype of your typical cult. Founded by Unicult in 2012, this modern and mostly millennial spiritual group exists on the internet, and according to its webpage, is for anyone who wants to work towards a bright and hopeful future.
You know, the more I keep hearing out of this documentary, the more I'm like, I kind of want to join because they're saying exactly what I want to hear. I guess we got to look up their website, right? And I'm on the website right now. And I mean, the only props that I'm going to have to give her is if she's going for the 1990s aesthetic, she's got it down packed. But there's a section on here called testimonials. Now, I've never read a cult's testimonial, so I can just imagine how this was gonna go. I officially joined the Unicult about a week ago, and ever since my life has been indescribable. I was raised in a mix of Christianity and metaphysics, so I've always dabbled with magic and pagan ideas, but lately I've been experiencing more communication coming from a higher power than I have ever experienced. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for inspiring me to go back to my spiritual roots. I haven't had my life feel so joyful and rich in years. From Otaku. There's another testimonial that says, I've seen so many religions that have loopholes and not enough answers, too much judgment and not enough love for self. But that's what's so great about Unicult. It's ever-changing, and nothing is set in stone besides the support of love for yourself and love for all. That's what I want, and that's what I needed in order to grow as a human being. We all mess up, and we all commit some type of evil unknowingly, but that's okay because we are all beings of light. Okay, so those are some kooky claims, but now we have a better understanding of what happens when you join this religion, so now we can keep watching this video with a better understanding. See? See what I mean by being smart?
Despite being the subject of its own MTV documentary in 2015, Unicult had since maintained a pretty low profile. That is until 2018, when the group made national headlines after launching an Indiegogo campaign to raise funds for a robot brothel.
Oh my god, I actually remember this. This was hidden in like a dark crevice in the back of my mind of things that I would have never thought about on my own. So, wow. But yeah, I do remember people being all up in arms about this because, come on. You're gonna ask a robot for consent? It's a robot. And my personal opinion, if you want to know about this whole robot debacle, is the robot takeover is inevitable.
So you've known Unicult for some years. Are you an official member of Unicult?
I am.
You are?
I am.
Since when?
Like 2013.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why is he talking like that? He's all like, yeah, I know it's a joke, but like, come on, bro. Thank you for ruining the thing that I got going for myself here. Now you got your cameras in here exposing the whole thing. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks.
Tell me about your art. Did you paint all of these?
I did. So yeah, this is me as a moon goddess.
Why are you a moon goddess on the moon?
I feel really connected to the moon, and I do a lot of rituals around the moon.
So they're just walking in her bedrooms with cameras, and she just has a picture of her with big old milkers riding a horse on the moon. No big deal. Oh, can you please explain to us what's that right there? Oh, it's actually a picture of me as a goddess riding a horse on the moon because I felt connected with the moon.
A lot of my self-portraits are manifestations. So in this case, this is something that will happen someday.
Luxuriantly fed grapes by a drone.
I'd say give it 5 years.
We can make that happen today. I'm looking up drone prices right now.
One of the more unusual aspects of Unicult is this idea that Unicult is something called a starseed. Does it bother you that people maybe don't believe you or think you're crazy or
No.
the naysayers?
Ultimately, that's their problem.
What was your childhood like? Tell me a bit about that.
I grew up in a small farm town in Colorado, and I was raised by my dad. Yeah, I just had like a really traditional life. I was trying really hard to sort of understand and fit into social narratives. I think
My preconceptions about what the world was going to be like were just like so crushed. From that point, I was like, how am I going to survive on this planet the way I feel? All the social narratives and conventions, they weren't serving me and they weren't making me happy. And not only that, but they weren't ever going to.
Damn, okay. She's really actually interesting. And wait a minute. Am I falling in love? Nah, I'm just really impressed.
And that ended up being really cool stuff, like believing in magic and believing in unicorns and starting a cult and making art and letting myself make music even though I didn't know how to make music.
Fuck, bro. Why? It's working. I gotta stop watching this because I actually might join this cult if I keep watching any more of this. So I can't. We're out. We're done. The next doc is about a girl that got bamboozled and bought a ghost town in the middle of nowhere, Utah.
When I first came out here, my biggest worry was, am I going to die?
I mean, I kind of do the same exact thing. Whenever I look for new places to live, I also want to make sure that the number one priority is that I don't die out there because, you know, I'm kind of paying rent.
The day after I bought this place, really the next day, someone had broken into the trailer. And then I really did wonder, you know, what have I done?
So you bought an abandoned ghost town in the middle of nowhere and it didn't go as planned? You know what? Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Because I could have told you that.
The person that I bought this from, he was an older guy. When I called him on the phone, I said, well, I don't have that much money, but here's what I have. And then he agreed to it immediately, which made me nervous.
Yeah, no, you got scammed. You told him exactly how much you had, so that's what he told you the place is worth, which means that the place is definitely worth less than what you paid for if he was so willing to let it go for the exact amount that you had. Ooh, well, that's a burn. Let me ask you a question. Before you purchase an abandoned ghost town, would you at least ask a couple friends what they think about the purchase? Or ask maybe some family members if they think this is a good idea? Because there's no way that this girl asked around before she made such a horrible purchase. Because any person with any common sense would have told her that this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I built this porch. All of this wood here is from the kitchen that I tore down behind my log cabin. Oof! People don't really consider what it takes just to exist as far as like what happens to your sewage, where do you get your water and all that stuff, which is something I didn't really think about either when I came here, kind of, but not to the extent of like the actual reality of what do you use every day? The bathroom, the roof, the electric, the windows. I'm just happy that the door is still here, you know what I mean? Since I have to rebuild the roof anyway, and I'm gonna be tearing all this apart, is I wanna actually extend it and make a sleeping area up here.
How much you want to bet she never accomplishes any of this and she does not finish this project? She's being way too forcefully positive, and it's coming off so fake, and I don't like it.
It's this place, which draws people. I put a lot of time and work into this, more so than, I mean, maybe that I expected even.
I guess the only thing that's kind of bright about this whole situation of hers is that she'll never have to pay taxes a day in her life. Yippee! So what's the moral of the story of that documentary? Don't just buy a ghost town in the middle of nowhere, Utah, just because it's the exact amount of money that you have in the bank. Because that's a scam. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you should give it a like. And you should leave a comment down below, and you should make it funny, because the comment that is the funniest gets a $5 Starbucks gift card. I'm giving away $5 Starbucks gift cards at the end of all of my videos for the people that make it all the way to the end, because honestly, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the whole video, and giving a $5 Starbucks gift card is really not that big of a deal. So make sure that you subscribe and share this video with a bunch of more people, because the more people that watch, the bigger the Starbucks gift card that I could give at the end of my videos. And one of my dreams before I die is to be able to give away a $100,000 Starbucks gift card. Please make my dream a reality by sharing this video with a lot of more friends and watching a lot more of my videos. And don't forget to also leave that comment for a chance to win a $5 Starbucks gift card. I'll see you in the next video.